Hello there. Enjoying your new robot, I see? Ah, the assaultron. It's my favorite. I do love the assaultron. It's the best of all worlds. It's a fast robot. It's not a big, bulky thing. It doesn't make that much noise either. And can't you tell? It's a woman, baby. Had to make that joke. So, along with the new robot and all the other weapons, let's talk about the weapon that comes with the assaultron. Well, it's not that assaultron, but it can be assaultron if you want. Of course, what I'm talking about is the assaultron blade. I think I said that word one too many times. No matter. So the assaultron blade is pretty awesome looking. It's probably the best looking sword in the game, in my opinion. Comes straight off steampunk, like heavy so. Damage is actually pretty good too. It's not the strongest. The Clement's Tooth still beats every other melee weapon, and I guess you can't get the power creep crawling on that. But still, it's very light. It's not a heavy weapon either. It can still swing it pretty fast, and to be honest, it's pretty damn decent. Now you can find this on many enemies of the new DLC. The Rusty Devils, I believe. They carry this frequently. So, in terms of using this, it's a lot better than in terms of range against the Mr. Handy. You got a good meter between your opponent and yourself now, maybe a meter and a half almost. Unlike the Mr. Handy tool is like under a meter, so it's a bit close. So this way I can actually I can swing my weapon and back away at the same time while making a connection. This makes fighting opponents a lot easier, so that way I don't get caught by their attack, preferably. Now, in terms of disarming, it's not that great. But before we talk about numbers, I do have my Big Leagues perk maxed out. Now, unfortunately, again, like the Mr. Handy, there's only one upgrade. Yeah, Bethesda made a bit of a cop-out with this one. Same upgrade, except not as fast as Mr. Handy. Let's see how it works. Still in the usual gauntlet. It does very good against Psychos, and with the rest of the Raiders. Pretty much no fight given by them. With the rest of the Raiders, as long as they don't block, or any other, most enemies that do, it doesn't really do the damage at all. That's the reason why I don't like melee weapons. But still, the damage is excellent against Raiders. Moving up from that, I decided I found a Brotherhood, and decided to take a few whacks at him. To be honest, I don't think it's a great idea. I'll be sitting here all day trying to beat to death this damn Brotherhood. So, against power armor, not really gonna get anywhere. Prefer to use a gun every time. Now, against a Super Mutant, I found a Primus, which is one of the best, and same situation as the power armor. I'm not really getting through to him. I'm spending forever whacking at him, and not even on top of that, I'm not even disarming him. Took one too many hits to do that. Now, I also found a Mirelurk. However, against the Mirelurk, this actually works. Every time I hit them, I stun them. Every strike. They're quite helpless now. So same thing as the Mr. Handy, electricity works well against Mirelurks, or aqua creatures, who would have thought. Now, against a synth, I didn't really expect this to work at all. And to be honest, I'm not too far off the truth. Against a plain synth, it can't really offer much resistance, but however, if you go a more upgraded version of the synth, they fight back a little bit more. In this case, it was the Synth Seeker, and to be honest, it really didn't do anything. Now, I'm not surprised. Energy damage doesn't really affect the synths very much at all. Mr. Handysaw just did a good job dismembering them, that's all. Now, against ghouls, it works wonderful. Very nice. Dismembers quickly, and it stuns. Can't ask much more out of that. In terms of ghouls, though, I still prefer guns, because ghouls come at you at an amazingly fast pace. Mr. Handysaw, which I'm comparing it to since it's a weapon in the same DLC, does much better because it's just the rapid rate of attack is so much better. Okay, I've already seen the film Deathclaw 3000. It wasn't that great. It was truly a flop. Truly awful. So I didn't want to see it again, so let's get this guy out of the way so I can fight that matriarch. A little hermed, it's fine. Doesn't matter. But to be honest, this is a bad idea, and it truly is. I'm not doing much damage, and I could barely get a swing off to stun the damn thing. If this was Mr. Handiclaw, the attack rate would do a lot better, and if it wasn't for my robot, this would go very badly. But yeah, it's not really helping at all. Didn't really do its job. If my robot does more damage than I do, this weapon fails. And just 2 seconds later, a round 2 began with a plain Deathclaw. Same situation. I could barely get in a few hits without it climbing on me. So again, did not do any good against Deathclaw at all. Oh well. Before we go on, let's do the pros and cons. Alright, on the pro side, we've got a weapon with good reach. Probably one of the best reach, actually. On top of that, it also looks awesome. I think that's a pro. Coolest looking blade. Also does have that stun damage. It will stun when it's fully upgraded. Well, I guess the only upgrade. And on top of that, it's pretty much easy to acquire. You can get through the main quest. If you don't get through the main quest, you'll run into a Rust Devil wielding it and trying to hit you with it, and he's easily taken down. And that's the pros. We've gone to the cons, however. On the con side, we've got rather lackluster damage. Even though the numbers claim it's pretty high, didn't do that great against very many things. Also, the swing speed is average. Just average. On top of that, again, the upgrade is just a cop-out. Only one upgrade, so it's a bit underwhelming. And that pretty much explains this entire weapon is underwhelming. But oh well. And that is the pros and cons. So, what did we learn today? Well, we learned just because a sword looks awesome doesn't mean it is awesome. We also learned that robots kick ass. So always keep your robot close. And maybe your sword not so close. But this has been Showcase for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.